Peace. Today is Sunday, December 9th. Making today's math.
Born.
Born is to bring into existence. Born is to be complete. Born is that number 9. Peace. All right, peace. Welcome back to the Not a Million Godcast. I'm Lord Jamar.
I'm Digger.
We got Fact Checker Rage in the house.
Present.
Sound man Alex in the house. Yep. We got my man, director, editor extraordinaire Harold in the house.
Let's go.
And we back. And once again, we shook up the world. I done shook up the world. I done shook up the whole Muslim Islamic nation of gods and earth's world. Oh, that's right. We did it. We had a great last two episodes. First with Paul Guthrie, and then with the Dr. Wesley Muhammad. Let's clap it up for those 2 episodes.
Absolutely.
We strive to bring about a debate here on the Godcast between those 2 brothers. And, you know, each one will basically blame the other one for it not happening. But it didn't happen. So all I could say is, hey, go out, do the research for yourself, because it's all about doing the research for yourself. I encourage you to go check out Paul Guthrie's Get Aboard the Wheel series. I also encourage you to go out, check out any new videos that Wesley Muhammad puts out. I know he wrote a book called Faking Jacks, disproving Paul Guthrie. Well, that was the name of it, something to that effect about disproving Paul Guthrie. Go check that out. Analyze all the information for yourself, and you decide. One thing I did want to say, while we were talking with True Islam, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, he mentioned the 5% nation of Islam. Now, I just want to clarify that I am not part of the 5% nation of Islam. I'm part of the nation of gods and earths, also known as Allah's 5%. But we are not the 5% nation of Islam. For some people, that might have been misleading for them, and confusing for certain people. But we are not in any shape, form, like an offshoot or some sort of subdivision of the Nation of Islam. We are not the 5% nation of Islam. And I noticed the brother had said that a couple of times during the broadcast, and I just wanted to make that clear that we in the 5% nation don't consider ourselves Muslims of any sort. We are not Muslim gods. We are God. You know what I mean? The black man is God. And
that's a good clarification to make.
Yeah, we are not Muslims, and this is not the 5% nation of Islam. And from what I understand, he had a discussion with my brother Saladin, peace to Saladin, and he replied and said he actually never was a member of the nation of gods and earths. He was always a member of the 5% nation of Islam. So I think that needs to be clarified, because that is not the same thing that you may have, it's the same thing that I deal with and many other people that you would deem 5%ers. It's not the same thing. I'm not even exactly sure what 5% nation of Islam truly is, because I know there's the nation of Islam and then there's the 5%ers, the nation of gods and earths. But I don't know what the 5% nation of Islam. But I'm sure I'll be educated at some point in the future. But I'm just here to educate and clarify to y'all. But we're going to move on. The debate's not happening. But guess what? So much shit has happened out here in the world.
Right on. I was going to say, in regards to those 2, I think that's going to be one of those situations where like they'll just have to agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
They're never going to be on the same page as far as...
Well, I don't think they're ever going to be able to sit down in the same room at the same time and really have a productive
discussion
discourse
about it, right?
Yeah, or debate, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Because I know the biggest thing with both of them was it wouldn't be a discussion. In order for it to be a debate, it has to be a winner or a loser, and I don't think either side is backing down.
Right. Well, listen, I don't want to keep dwelling on this. I don't want to keep dwelling on this. I strive to give very
informative. Yeah. If you have not seen our last 2 weeks episodes, I definitely
both the brothers know how I feel about this. And I have major respect for both of them. That's all I can say. And y'all gonna have to decide for yourself what information resonates with you. But anyway, so
hey babe,
away from so much heaviness, and let's get into some of this hip hop ratchet bullshit that that we are sometimes known for. But now let's just get into stuff. Just stuff. Let's just talk about stuff. So let's see. What's some of the things that have gone on while we've been doing some of these shows, or some of the things we might want to talk about?
Let's see.
Digga.
There is the enigma that is Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh shit. Are we gonna just start straight with that?
Might as well.
Just go straight to him.
All right. Might as well.
Well, Tekashi 6ix9ine. So apparently him and Shotty and a few other people got locked up on some federal racketeering.
A host of charges.
A host of charges, including racketeering and, all kinds of fuckery.
Some of those charges carrying a minimum sentence of 25 years.
Whew.
So, yeah, there's a lot going on.
I hate to be the kind of motherfucker that says I told you so, but I think if you go to one of my Vlad interviews, we probably could go to some of these old Godcast of whenever we talk about Tekashi, and I'm not the only one, but I was one of many who said, listen, young man, you keep
slow down.
Yeah, slow down.
How about any time his name was brought up by anybody?
I said, bro, you gonna get what you asked for. Like you want smoke, you gonna get smoke.
And you said that Tekashi shouldn't tell people to test his gangster.
Because it's gonna happen. It's like, hey, bro, like you gonna get what you asked for out this motherfucker. Like, hey, you know what I mean? This is what you wanted. This is what you was looking for.
But little did you know that it might come from within. You thought you was protected by all these gangsters, but little did you know you was food in their eyes the whole time. See, y'all don't understand, the griminess, especially of a nigga from Brooklyn.
Should I be taking offense?
It's only one thing grimy than that.
No, let's
Only one thing grimy than a nigga from Brooklyn.
What's that?
A nigga from Newark.
Well, let me just say, coming up.
I challenge Brooklyn's grimy. I will raise Brooklyn their grimy to my brick city.
Coming up back in the days, Brooklyn niggas was known for doing shit like that.
That's true.
They was known for maybe robbing their own brother, their own cousin, setting the nigga up. How do you do that to your own family? That's where we was damn, Brooklyn niggas is those
Yo, you know when I knew that was mad real?
Give a fuck. And trust me, I used to run with some grimy niggas. But when I fucking, you know what I mean, got exposed to that Brooklyn shit, and I'm talking, this is back in, Latin Quarter days,
Yes,
Union
indeed.
Square and all that type of shit, and like chain snatching days and all that, and find out that this nigga might have snatched his cousin's chain.
Like, yo, I'm gonna get your chain back for you. You gonna pay me?
And then help you look for it. You see that old Mona Lisa fucking Lil Wayne type of shit.
How about the motherfucker that take your shit and sell it back to you?
So all I'm saying is
Brooklyn.
the griminess of like, yeah, we gonna have this nigga around us, make him feel like he's with us, and you know what I mean? Make him feel protected. And we gonna be robbing this nigga blind behind his fucking, you know what I mean? And the first time he fucking do anything that we feel, that we deem, that we don't like, what they say? We gonna violate him. What was the term they used? Something about
Violate jukes.
No, they said we're gonna highly violate him. Super violate.
Wow. I don't know
Ooh.
about that.
Super violate.
Yo, you know what I knew the stigma
Hold
was
up,
real?
but did you know what super violate? Like that almost sounds like they was gonna rape.
Yeah,
you,
yeah. Ugh.
Like let's keep it real.
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
Like to get super violated. Like niggas that get super violated get violated in the rectum. Like let's keep it fucking
That is the
real.
ultimate violation.
Okay,
Indeed.
so now they was gonna violate him financially, fucking mentally, physically. So now here's the thing. How does he get out of this? Just, is he going to fuck around? Since he knows they was going to super violate him, is he going to fuck around and snitch on these niggas? And,
Well, first there was
and if
that.
he does that...
Well, first there was that PSA on the Breakfast Club, like, yeah, I cut all these folks loose. I fired
So
everybody
loaded.
on my team, and that was a very telling interview.
Desperate, indeed. So yeah.
And then the next day,
But
he
yeah,
was
I just wanted to touch real quick. When I knew that stigma for Brooklyn was real, I used to work with Larry Davis right before he died.
Whoa.
Rest in peace, yeah. The first time I went to visit him in prison, his cousin brought me up there. Larry was like, yo, you trust this nigga? He from Brooklyn.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute. Y'all take this shit serious? Like, it took me like months to be like, yo, Larry, I'm good. He had an issue with me because I was from Brooklyn. So that was funny.
Yo, it's real shit. Like, I mean, not that it can't happen other places,
Yeah,
but
but
I'm
Brooklyn
just
is
saying,
known
like
as grimy.
Brooklyn
Especially
was
the Latin
known
Quarter
for
days.
going, that
Oh my
extra
God.
mile on some gangster shit.
Yeah.
Whereas, other niggas might not have crossed that line in certain boroughs. Like, nah, I'm not gonna rob my own brother. Like, you know what I mean? Nigga from nope. If he got it and I can't get it, I'm gonna get his ass.
The only time I've ever been
So-
held up at gunpoint is in Newark.
So all I'm saying is,
Y'all give it up.
so all I'm saying is, if a nigga would rob his own brother, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Well, there's a
why wouldn't rob you?
There's a couple of things that he does have going for him. A lot of the charges, a lot of the things that these charges stem from, took place before his involvement. So he's been part of this Treyway, or he's been screaming Treyway, been part of this organization since 2017. A lot of these charges are stemming back to 2013.
Yeah, but then a
So-
lot of the charges are from right where he was sitting in the car while shit was going on.
Right.
So he
right.
can't.
Well,
what about
no,
that?
No. But I think
know what you're saying.
Right. But I think what's happening now with one situation he definitely got himself jammed up in, and I believe that was that
Some shooting.
yeah, there was the shooting involving Chief Keef, and he's actually on, I don't know
On
if
tape or something.
Yeah, he's on a video like, oh, I got a 30-pack right now.
Oh yeah,
boom.
that's another whole. Well, first of all, who was filming that?
I don't know.
Who's filming this shit?
I don't think it was one of his people. I don't know if it was TMZ.
It had to be.
It was either one of his, but I think it was like a blog, like a TMZ or something.
Now TMZ the one that put it out, but who the fuck is the one right on him while he talking all this shit? And you see, and what's so funny is in that video, he's rocking another nigga to sleep as he's getting rocked to sleep by these niggas. So he's talking, yo, where you at? You a Sosa? Oh yeah, where you at? Soon as he hung up the phone, yeah, I got a 30 pack on that nigga. And like as if he's some fucking wolf that is so grimy that, yeah, 1 minute I'm talking to the nigga, next minute I'm ready to fucking put money on his head for a murder. But yet you got those same type of niggas around you ready to do that to you, my nigga. And you have no idea. You have no idea. And now what's he gonna say when he get there? Oh, I'm just a kid with rainbow hair. That's what he says a lot of times when he wants sympathy. Why are you picking on me? I'm just a kid with rainbow hair.
You know what's retarded? Everybody that he's got locked up with is like 36, 37, 38.
Because they manipulating a young little nigga.
Yes.
Like, come on, are you kidding me?
That's the attribute of that lifestyle.
Like
Look at it.
Like there's nobody else in their 20s. Like all of the other three defendants are like 30.
Well, I think the ones in their 20s are the little ones that they got.
Well, probably. I'm talking about who he got arrested with.
Yeah,
the four that got arrested
is
his 22-year-old ass, and then a bunch of late 30s.
Right. I mean, I just let you know something right there.
Like, what the fuck?
But I could see him being like, yo, Judge, I'm just a kid with rainbow hair. Like, they made me do this. Like, that's what might happen.
Don't stop now.
What troubles me about that whole thing is that when you look over the records from like the police and the investigators, you'd be surprised how many of them dudes was informants. You know what I mean? And on top of that, if you saying this thing's going back to 2013 and all that, when do the feds decide to jump in? You know what I'm saying? They're allowing a lot of stuff to go on. And they're selectively choosing times to be like, let's get them now. That means there's a whole police apparatus in this industry thing. You know what I mean? So the whole thing is suspect. You know me.
Well, are we going to do this whole thing on Tekashi or are we going to fucking move on?
No, we can move on.
Well, you know what? Before we move on a somber note, let's say rest in peace to Kim Porter.
Oh, word.
Have a little moment of silence for Kim Porter. Peace, Queen. Now, I just want to say, first of all, condolences to, her whole family, to her children. What she have? Four
Yes.
Four children.
Three with Puffy, and her eldest was without
Quincy with Al. I want to say, give my condolences to Al, Puff. I never met her. I never met her personally. I only saw her out one time, I believe, back in the days at some party in Manhattan. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this girl is like, she's strikingly beautiful. Like, she's very, very pretty. Like, this is what this platinum shit, you know what I mean? Like, I guess that's what this gets you. But I do know people that knew her. And everybody that knew her, that I speak to, has nothing but like positive things to say about her. That she was just such a really good person, and it's like I can feel it. Like I could feel the energy of when she passed. The kind of love that just was going through the air. Like it was more than this is just Puffy's baby mama or whatever. It was something about this woman and her spirit and her energy that I think touched a lot of people. And
no, that was an iconic black woman.
That's what I'm saying.
Right
and people that she might have not even physically met were still felt her presence. You see what I'm saying? And I definitely was one of those. And it was very shocking to hear when I first heard about it. Yeah, what's your take on that?
You know what's so crazy? Because I always felt like at the end of the day, Puffy has to marry this woman. It's unfortunate that didn't happen.
I mean, for some people, marriage is a thing in the mind. It's not always a thing on paper. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, that doesn't really make you married. That just kind of helps y'all with taxes and
Yeah, it's
It's
an
a
health
social
insurance
construct.
and shit like
It's a
that. You know
social
what I mean?
construct.
It is that is a social construct.
It is. But I just wanted that black love. That
Yeah.
I wanted to see that story.
But I believe that
play out like
black
that.
love was experienced by them.
Absolutely.
I saw, video, and it seems like the times, And listen, she held him down.
Big time.
Right.
If we keep it real,
Whew, man.
I believe she was with him before he got with J-Lo.
And from the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, not the beginning, because Misa, I remember back in the days,
Right.
Misa is Justin's mother.
Right. But was she there before Misa or nah?
No, well, I remember Misa from back in Mount Vernon.
I remember. I know Misa. Shouts out to Misa too. 'Cause I
What
love,
I'm saying is,
love her.
I grew up in New Rochelle and
Yeah, I mean, like, I really
Vernon.
don't know.
So what I'm saying is, I grew up around I remember them from high school parties. So like
Right.
Heavy D, Groovy Lou, Puffy, Misa. That was all some Mount Vernon high school, and they was all around each other at that time. So like Puffy was messing with Misa from back then. Like you
I
understand
got
what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure Misa was first, and yes, and then Kim was with Al first, correct?
Right.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that Misa was first, but yeah. So he was with her, then he's with J-Lo, then he got back with her.
Right.
Twin,
They definitely got time.
Three
man.
seeds,
Three
like,
children
yeah,
together.
Wow, that's
That's
a
really
bond. That's a
and I'm getting so disgusted by all of this like this internet talk of him sacrificing her. Like, come on, guys. Like, come on. There's a time and a place for everything. If you think that, fine. Like, them kids don't need to read that bullshit right now. Just save that bullshit. All right. Just the fuck.
I mean, it's a shame. We live in a time where, your mind automatically goes to negative shit sometimes. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And people will just automatically take any situation and just kind of try to find the darkest,
Right.
most devious
It's
part
like,
of it.
whatever your beliefs are about Puffy being in an Illuminati, you know what's bigger than that? 3 of his children are motherless right now. So at the end of the day, like, have some respect, some decency.
And I'm sure she was like a mother to even ones that she wasn't biological to. You understand what I'm saying?
They were a tight knit family.
Yes, they were a tight knit family, and it might not be in the traditional way, but shit, she never flipped on him or no. You know what I
Right.
mean? You never heard her
Right.
talking shit about him. Or
Won't
nothing
black
like
women
that.
do it? Won't we do it? Won't we hold y'all motherfuckers down?
Well, listen. So yeah, I just wanted to say rest in peace to her. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, let's talk about white privilege going wrong. You know what I mean, Godcast?
Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. 2 fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian PEACE gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodg.com. Get yours today.
All right, peace. Welcome back to You Know What I Mean, Godcast. I'm Lord Jamar.
I'm Tigga.
We got fact checker Rage, sound man Alex, and we got director, editor extraordinaire Harold St. Louis. Okay, so before we left, we said we were going to talk about when white privilege goes wrong. So, out in an island off the coast of India called the Sentinel Islands, some thrill-seeking missionary-ass motherfucker named John Chau decided he was going to go to a remote island where a tribe of original people who've been there for thousands of years.
Thousands and thousands of years.
Okay. Where it's illegal to go to fuck with these people. He decided, no. I'm going to go there and preach the gospel of Jesus. Jesus in my soul. Because why? Because he knows better. Because he thought in his mind that these people were probably savages, uncivilized, who, whatever spiritual system they might have been dealing with for thousands of years was inadequate, and that he needed to deliver them the favor of Christianity. So what did he do? Well, for one, he broke the goddamn law. Law says you can't even go over there.
Right.
But he bribed some motherfucking fishermen to, first of all, tell him where the shit it is. And they took him, like, pretty close to the motherfucker.
Despite multiple warnings.
Now they said, nigga, are you sure you want to go? Let me just tell you, they will kill you on sight. Yes, I've heard this, but guess what?
He said, I'm covered in the blood of Jesus.
I'm
going.
Thank you.
I'm going.
I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. I'm going. I'm just, I don't really know hymns. I'm just thinking this is how they kind of would sound. So anyway.
Official to me.
You know what that was? I'm going to tell you what that was. That was, I'm not black, I'm OJ.
So, okay. Well,
well, in his case, it would be.
Well, I'm not. In my case, I'm not gospel. I grew up in the Jehovah's Witness shit, so they got real white sounding songs, and I totally like I forget those songs. Yes, they sound like that. Oh, Jehovah's coming down the road, like some bullshit. Like that's how you got to sing it. It wasn't no real, gospel type shit. But anyway, so this nigga said, all right, y'all niggas take me out to the island, because I'm gonna give Christianity to these savage niggas.
I'm gonna civilize these people. That's what he thought.
And so these niggas said, okay, well, it's illegal. I can get in trouble for doing this. He says, yes, I'll pay you handsomely. He said, okay, well, I'm gonna need my money up front because
chances are.
What's the problem? I'm good for it. I definitely can pay. No. I'm gonna need you to pay me now because your motherfucking ass might not make it out of there. I'm telling you now, them niggas is very swift with the arrows and
poisonous arrows.
Not
just any old arrows.
Like people tried to come help them after a tsunami. like are y'all okay? Them niggas get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like they're not playing.
So this nigga rode out there and then so them niggas said, listen, we only bringing you like arrow distance up to this. You know saying? Like if these
we're only bringing you as
where
far
an arrow
as
can't reach.
Right.
And we know that the arrows can't reach this far.
Swim the rest of the way, motherfucker.
No. So from what I understand, he had a canoe. Mm-hmm. So the nigga got in a canoe, right?
Mm-hmm. God. He was determined.
And he rode he paddled his ass over there. Now, from what I understand, because the fishermen, they were smart enough to say, let's just watch this nigga and see what the fuck happens. Like, they didn't just drive right off. Mm-hmm. They waited for him
they wanted to see.
To go. Apparently, soon as he get on the beach, he started singing. Because they don't speak English or nothing. So I guess he thought he was going to speak the universal language of music.
With the snake charmer shit.
I wonder what he sung. You think it was Amazing Grace?
Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound of... Hey! Yo! He was singing one of them motherfuckers that got
do. Arrows.
Then after they his ass, I heard they put some vine around his neck and dragged him around the beach by his neck until death.
That's deep.
So if the arrows didn't kill him,
the dragging, the asphyxiation.
Now
he got dragged.
Now let's ask ourselves something, people. what the fuck did the white man do to these people that would make them react in this way when they seen one of them coming? Rage, fact checker Rage, would you please go into the history of the Sentinel Islands and share with our people?
Absolutely. Apparently, there was a naval commander named Maurice Vidal Portman. And he went there.
Portman. He liked to port men. But go ahead.
Yeah. So in the 19th century, he went to the island and he began investigating them. But he became more renowned for doing more orgiastic type things with them and getting freaky and measuring their genitalia and making them perform sexual acts. There might have been an abduction or two. But the first thing of note is that a lot of them died because they didn't have the immunity for the disease that he carried and stuff like that.
And they still don't have the immunity to this day.
That's why they don't allow outsiders.
Now they also apparently like buried this dude's body on the beach. But people can't even really go over there because for the simple fact of what we're talking about with these diseases, where first of all, what happened was back in the days, they kidnapped like 4 of them. Okay, they kidnapped like an older couple
2 of them were
and then 2 younger people. The older ones died almost immediately upon being exposed to certain, fucking European filth and shit. So, and then I think they returned the other 2. But with that combined with, the freaky shit that this guy was doing, these motherfuckers said, listen, in order for us to stay in peace and to live in peace and to retain our way of life, we must not have any outsiders.
Right.
Any outsiders come here, we're going to kill these motherfuckers.
On site. It's on site.
On site.
And he was commissioned by missionaries, by the way.
Missionaries.
So this is
I always
church.
thought, why do they call the sexual position the missionary position?
Man, listen.
But then they talk about, what is that all about? Where the fuck does that come from? Was that the position that the missionaries were raping women in? Was that their preferred position to turn them on their backs and look at them, and then that turned into the missionary position?
Interesting.
Like seriously, I'm really wondering.
Me too. I'm definitely curious. And why is that is that the convention? I don't mean to take it on that route, but is that the convention? Like the first kind of like copulation would be missionary, or was we just getting right to the doggy bag?
I'm like, I don't know. You think the first position Adam and Eve took up was doggy style?
Right to the doggy.
Well, some people would say if
put your leg up, Eve.
Some people would say
finally she said, you know what, baby, let's try laying down.
If people were going to imitate what the animals were doing, then you probably would do it from behind.
You're gonna lend credence to my perversion. Don't.
But I would think that since we are superior to the animals, and we are the gods with the consciousness, the true highest level of consciousness inside us, that are above animals, that's what enables us to figure out we can do it in many different ways and configurations.
But isn't sex ugly? I mean, can you have sex in it?
Speak for yourself.
I'm like,
speak for yourself.
I look good.
Yeah, mama. My shit beautiful. My sex bad. My sex good. My sex look like your sex wish it could.
What Method Man said, look good but fuck ugly.
Oh shit.
Anyway.
So yeah, basically, so what we had is a true to life case of white privilege going wrong. Yeah, because there's only a white man that believes that he can just run up in somebody's house that they don't belong in.
But listen, he wasn't white though, just for clarity. He wasn't white.
Well, I think he was half white or
well, listen, I mean, look, as far as I'm concerned, when you adopt that
John Allen,
Chau,
he was a little Asian. He
was default white because he was a Christian. When you're Christian, you're adopting a white ideology. As far as I'm concerned,
right. So he looked white, but yes, he was Asian, but he wasn't like
he was honorary white.
He spoke English. He wasn't over there speaking Japanese or any sort of Asian.
To them, they just saw.
They saw white skin. Right. They would have to really get close. First of all, they didn't get close enough to see those little slanted eyes.
That's deep.
Right.
They was upon seeing that fucking white skin and that black ass hair all fucking day.
Well, let me ask this: so if Shabba Ranks walked it out, you think
I
they
was
would
just gonna say.
Maybe not. They might have said, "Is that my brother?"
I was just gonna say,
Shabba.
is there any documentation of any black
First
persons?
of all, brothers ain't just going
but
over
we're not.
there
Yeah, we're
exploring
not doing
like that.
Y'all
fucking
don't want
with people.
Y'all don't want people over there.
Fine.
With
I don't
us.
want to go over there.
Right.
But I believe if they would have saw Shabba Ranks, they would say, "Is that cousin Mbutu right there?" Because they're very dark skinned. These people are very dark skinned. So they was hold it.
They would have had questions.
The only way they would have known though is because Shabba would have showed up with all them gold chains
That's
on
what I'm
and
saying.
shit like that.
They would have had
but
questions.
see, right. And so maybe in those terms,
I don't think they would have shot.
because first of all, well, maybe because you think the white man ain't send like original people over there to try to
infiltrate.
Exactly.
Point.
So they can't. If you not in the tribe, we not fucking with you.
Who you with?
They probably would have fucked with you before that until you got these damn traitors and
Right.
went over there for the white man trying to infiltrate.
Them spooks sitting by the boat,
Sitting by the damn,
spooks sat
sitting by the
boat.
shore.
Right.
Spook who sat by the shore.
The spook who sat by the shore.
Terrible.
Hey yo. And plus, you know what? And,
Kanye with a red hat.
You send Kanye over there with a red hat.
with a mega hat.
They're like, you could do it, Kanye. Just go over there. You Kanye West, nigga. All day on your fucking ass. Oh shit! What else do we got?
But you know what? I would see them just probably saying no to everybody because of the health situation.
I think that would have been more diplomatic with Shabba. Like they would have sat down and communicated, like, bruh,
Like, brother.
what's up with the
Well,
outfit?
we're not gonna arrow you, but you got 5 seconds to get
Right,
the
to
fuck
get the
out of
Who
Dodge.
you with?
Like, you
Right.
ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And you know what them white people? Are you with the white people? You know what I'm saying?
Be like, look at me.
But yo,
Look
you
how
know-
black. Do I look like I'm with the white
Y'all
people?
don't think there's a horny Sentinel girl over there somewhere? Like, Mr.
Shabba.
Lover Man.
I mean, maybe, but see,
She ain't even
the
getting
risk,
that far
the
off
risk
the
of
island
the
to
risk of
figure it out.
communicable diseases
True.
is so high that getting a nut is could be the difference
Yeah.
between life and death.
So, I got a good question for you. So what you think, what's the universal language of peace without having to depend on language? Like, what would you have done dead ass if somebody was like, Jay,
Hand him
go
a
to the
blunt.
island.
Weed is the universal language of love. Look, that's what he should get off the boat.
Smoke with your
Right?
So you saying Snoop
Right.
Dogg would have survived? Snoop.
Hey, you go over there, you step off the boat and pass him the blunt. You never
First
know.
of all, Snoop's so damn skinny, them arrows about it just went right past him and shit. It's hey.
Look, wait, they'd have came marching up with the arrows like they just stopped for a minute.
Hey.
Smell like, wait a minute, is that OG Kush?
He said, cool out my nizzle.
Hey.
Cool out my nizzle.
Oh
For
my
shizzle.
God.
Smoke some of this good grizzle.
Yo.
Well, I challenge any one of our viewers to go row their ass to the Sentinel Island with
Real.
some weed and let us know how that go.
Real.
Well, see, I'm just saying they was able to preserve their culture for a long time
That's true.
by having that attitude. Now, had we been the damn white man when it came to hip hop, we'd fucking have this shit preserved right now. But anyway, moving on. Digger,
Well, y'all let Vanilla Ice in.
I ain't let that nigga in. I ain't let that nigga in. I ain't even let the Beastie Boys in. I ain't let nobody in.
That's interesting. So who was the first?
Shout out to third base. I like Serge.
Yeah, who was the first white invader? Like you would say was the first invader of hip hop that didn't have
Blondie.
good intentions.
Blonde. Well, that didn't
With the rap
didn't
shit.
have good intentions.
Well, they
I know that would probably be more on the executive side.
I was gonna say that would have been one of them independent labels like Sleeping Bag.
Because hip hop is still a feeling. Like I do genuinely believe that.
Or Enjoy, huh?
They were Russian. Those.
I don't know. See, I don't know. I'm just
you
assuming
think
a lot
they were
of
culture
them.
vultures? We got to talk
They had
about
to be. They had to be.
They wasn't breaking no bread. Yeah.
I mean, if they was breaking bread, they was breaking light bread. Trust me, EPMD was trying to get out of that shit fast. Like, you know what I mean? Fourth and Broadway. Why that didn't last? You know what I mean? Who owned that? At
Profile.
Who owned Enjoy? Sugar Hill, that was black, but shit, they was doing.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
They was doing some shady shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's your take on Rick Rubin then? You know that motherfucker produced It's Yours, man.
I know.
See, I do believe that there are white creatives that didn't come into the situation, attempting to steal the culture. I've because music to me, it is something that kind of brings people together of all, of all races and all nationalities. So I don't necessarily look at people outside of us like your intentions are bad, but
But sometimes they are.
But
though.
I also,
you see what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, sometimes they are.
Like
I'm not gonna make a blanket statement about all of them.
Like a Rick Rubin, yes, he did make It's Yours, and that was dope. But like,
how many of those?
He also made a bunch of like hip hop rock joints too.
He did.
To where it almost seemed like he was trying to steer us down a certain road. And when hip hop didn't end up being that, he was out. That nigga left hip hop and went to fucking produce rock motherfuckers and made his money there.
ZZ Hill.
And that's another thing that white people do a lot. They'll fucking come and do this hip hop shit, and when it don't work out for them no more, where they at? Out here, they'll pick up a guitar, and they all did it. Vanilla Ice has done it. Fucking Everlast did it. Fucking Kid Rock, like they all will do it. Eminem's the only one that ain't did it yet because hip hop's still kind of working for him. If someday, if he ever decided to pick up a guitar and start singing, white boys they'd love it. They'd be like, "Oh my God,
I'm not gonna be
Eminem's new stuff."
I'm not gonna be the one to say Eminem really does this hip hop shit, but we're gonna leave that in the past show.
Kumbaya.
A lot of them really did it. Matter of fact, MC Search didn't pick up a guitar though after he just picked up some executive, like he became more an executive behind the scenes type of guy, but he didn't do what a lot of the white.
But remember, he also came under the tutelage of KMD, so even looking at it from a 5% level.
What do you mean tutelage?
I think more brothers. I think more brothers sold their own selves out.
I'm just saying, like,
we did, and we got to take responsibility for that as well. Yes, we as black people sold ourselves out early, and I think we tried to sell ourselves out early in hip hop. There's a lot of instances in early hip hop where we were trying to be like, fuck this hip hop shit. Let's cross over and get that real fucking check right away. Right. To me, that's what fucking like a Planet Rock was, or a lot of these fucking songs. They weren't. That wasn't some real hip hop shit. Yeah. That was an attempt to pull the white people in. You know what I mean? With that sound, that electronic club sound.
Now wait, hang on. Do you really think that was the true intent of that?
Yes.
Because
they were going, they said
right.
it.
But also keep in mind, like, once we started traveling and seeing and getting exposed to different cultures, I thought I would, like, me personally, that's something that I would want to do. Like, okay, now I've been this place. Let me attempt to incorporate some of this culture.
Listen, hip hop did that. Don't get me wrong. Like, hip hop would find the funky shit. Right. Like there were a lot of those break beats with some. I know, but a lot of those break beats was also like some rock shit. Like the big beat is Billy Squier. That's a fucking hard rock song. Right. But that part right there is hip hop. That beginning of it is hip hop. What I'm saying is the way that the production of like a Planet Rock and the way they was rhyming on it was not traditional hip hop at the time. Mm-hmm. It was more like they were trying to make some club music because, like you said, they started traveling and they went from the Bronx and they started going to these parties downtown at the Garage and the Roxy and all this type of shit.
Blondie
and where the white people would be and the punk rockers. And so they were seeing, okay,
that is historical
this is
fact.
a little, there's elements that I can use here. You see what I'm saying? And so, but they knew that was also bigger than where hip hop was at the time, especially financially. So they was gonna try to get with that shit, incorporate that shit into hip hop early, as opposed to going like real hard hip hop sound. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're
like
saying.
even another. Let's move forward a little bit. As far as I know, time's up, but we're gonna wrap this up real quick. But like, let's move forward a little bit. The Force MCs, okay? When they got a record deal, the reason why they got a record deal was from doing hip hop. But as soon as they got a record deal, they started singing and called themselves the Force MD.
Absolutely.
Changed up their whole style, as if, to me, they sold out. Like they were like, fuck this hip hop shit. They didn't believe hip hop was gonna go as far as it did. They thought that R&B and all of that.
But I gotta add on this for the 5%ers too.
Propel them further. Go ahead, real quick.
Real quick, yeah. And they were brought out by the Supreme Team on WHBI, which are 5%ers.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Lord K1 was one of the original Force MCs, and I knew the God, and he was a 5%er, and you know what I mean.
And then they work with Malcolm McLaren to make Buffalo Gals. This thing it gets nutty, man.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Well, in all fairness to the pioneers, it was impossible to make money back then. Like, how do you get a record deal? Like, how do you sell records? Like, you had to start doing.
They didn't
things.
foresee this. I agree.
You know what I mean? Like
they were experimenting.
No matter where their true heart was, they still had contractual obligations to fulfill, and they had families
and
to feed.
people had dreams. Like, these was just kids from the hood that had dreams. And whatever. It is what it is. We'll be back.
Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. 2 fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian PEACE gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodg.com. Get yours.
Peace. Welcome back to United Me Godcast. I'm Lord Jamar.
I'm Digger.
We got fact checker Rage in the house.
Present.
Yeah.
We got sound man Alex in the place. What's going on? We got editor, director Harold in the place to be.
That's right.
And we back up in this motherfucker.
Word.
Shit. Lot been going on.
Yeah, man.
Where we at now? Whoa. Before we continue, that's what I wanted to say. Before we continue, if you'd like to donate to the show, go to cash.me/$younotamean, patreon.com/younotamean, or younotamean.com/support. We appreciate you. We are independently funded, and every dollar helps. Thank you to all our supporters who continue to support us. We love y'all. Salute. Okay. So where are we? What we chat about?
As per the America usual, we lost some brothers.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. We lost some brothers in a very racist way. Mm-hmm. So there was 2 of them, first of all, that are very similar to each other. Did we report on the other one?
I think we just did.
A couple of weeks ago.
I think we discussed the first one. Man,
so
doing
there was
his job.
He was a security guard.
He was a bounce at a club.
Okay.
And he basically was doing his job. He was handling the situation. There were some unruly patrons. He managed to subdue the perpetrator and keep them detained until the cops arrived. He had a pistol aimed at the person. He had the person down.
What she was licensed to carry and all
right.
that. Mm-hmm.
And when the police and please get his name because I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry.
Get
and
the other guy's name.
I think Jamal
His name is
Henson.
Jamel Robertson.
Jamel Robinson. Okay. When the cops arrived, they shot on sight. No questions asked. People are actually, trying to alert the officers.
No, he's the, that's the wrong guy.
Like he just saved us, and here y'all go.
Right. Jamel Robertson.
Okay.
Who was a security guard. I think this is a guy who came up saying he always wanted to be a police officer, and anybody that knows him knew that Jamel wanted to be a police. Somehow Jamel was licensed to carry and all this type of stuff. And what happened exactly?
Yes, he was working at a bar called the Blue Lounge. Apparently, he had calmed down an altercation and had his weapon drawn to subdue somebody. And when the police arrived, they just shot. The discrepancy now is that they're saying that he didn't have any markings that showed him up as a security guard. But they were saying that, well, it's conflicting testimony. People are saying he had his hat on that said security. Some people are saying that the officers came, saw him, and shot. But the officers are saying that they told him to drop the weapon, or like they had yelled some commands. So those are like the contradictions right now.
Could you find me the other story of the other security guard and tell me his name, please?
I'll need a second.
Then, while you're doing that, there was another story. Now, this didn't have anything to do with security guard, but I saw footage of, and there was a young brother on a roof, and the police was chasing him, and his body cam footage showed that, like, he was telling the kid to get down, and as the kid had his hands out and was going down onto the ground as instructed, he was shot by this police officer. But originally, the police officer had said some shit like, the motherfucker did some shit with his hands or turned around real quick or some crazy fucking shit he said, where now the body cam footage disputed that.
Okay, was this on Thanksgiving night? There's a few security shooting incidents.
Yeah, I think that was Thanksgiving.
Jesus, man. This is in Alabama?
No, this was in Milwaukee or something like that. See, this is crazy. So now you're telling me there was something else in Alabama that happened.
Yes. Man killed by police at Alabama Mall was a good guy with a gun. They killing brothers, man.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, so many brothers have been put down in the past week. We can't even figure out the names, and
wow,
we can't even correlate the names to the locations right now.
That's crazy, man.
Damn.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Wow.
Like, this is gonna take time to really parse this out.
But the thing is, it's like the automatic assumption is when you see a black man with a weapon that he is the enemy. Like, that's the automatic assumption. But the automatic assumption should be when you see a white man with an enemy, with a weapon.
Oh, matter of fact,
he's the enemy.
I'll give you one better. Has anyone seen the footage of the 4 Somalian girls in the McDonald's?
No.
Okay, so check this fly shit out. So inside of a McDonald's, and I'm not sure of the location, but there's footage that surfaced of some teenagers in the McDonald's, and a white man brandished a gun, pulled out a gun on them. Like, they're all walking towards the door, and he pulled out a gun, and they all get scared, and they run, like they're running back towards the inside of the store. The man goes outside. The manager, white woman, comes out and start cursing them out like, get the fuck out of my store. And they're like, no, he's got a gun. She's like, I don't give a fuck. Get out of my store.
Hey. I fuck with my friends. What's up? Oh, whoa. Hey. Get out of my store now.
Send them out
now.
there. Hey, don't send them out there when the dude just pulled a fucking gun on
I
him.
want everybody out of my store. And
you better call the fucking cops.
Call the cops. He pulled a gun.
now here we go. Now we got the white savior man that comes. What do you mean? Wait, you can't send them out there to the crazy man that's waiting to shoot them. And then she goes back and she goes behind the counter. But yeah, now that was crazy. I think they did catch that guy. That guy has been captured and charged. But yeah, like, how you gonna pull out a gun on, 4 young Muslim ladies? And they were kids. Like, you can hear in their voice, their kids like, oh my God, he's got a gun. Like, they were like,
Kids.
But I was just this whole thought about this gun control and all this came to my mind. And it's they want to disarm the people. Like, it's not the guns, okay? It's the people and the mentality of the people with the guns. You see what I'm saying? But it's not the guns themselves. Like, nobody's trying to make legislation to just outlaw sugar. Yet we know sugar is one of the biggest killers of people.
or nicotine or alcohol.
We know it's the use of sugar, and people need to cut down on the use of sugar. But are we going to just create a legislation that takes sugar away from the people? Are we going to take legislation that well, they did try that with prohibition. They took alcohol away from the people. And it wasn't the alcohol. It's the people. So what I'm saying is this all ties into, you're trying to travel the path of least resistance. There's going to be a time, trust me, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a time when your government is going to come in and try to subdue the people. They're going to try to subdue the people. And the easiest way for them to do this is to make sure that the people aren't armed and make sure that the men as soft as possible. Either the strong men are already in jail, they're dead, or now let's weaken the rest of them. So now let's take away their gun. Now who's going to defend if I now come in there with a bunch of strong, manly men with guns? Who's going to stop me?
Digga.
You'd
Come
like
and
to,
get me.
You're one person.
I know.
You see what I'm saying? You're one person. And even if you had, a small army of sisters, look at how much stronger it could have been. You see what I'm saying? If they hadn't weakened your brothers and all of that.
Absolutely.
But so now you, as a sister, have to take up a certain situation.
And it seems like it was so easy to do it to us. All we got to do is just keep getting these charges, keep racking up these charges, keep copping these pleas. Now you're registered, now you're convict, now you're felon. Oop,
right, but
there goes your registered weapons. There go your legal firearms.
Right, but also if we keep creating these shootings and then have the legislation behind it, we're going to scare the people into giving up their weapons. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's going on right now. Listen, these shootings are horrible for the ones that are really happening, because trust me, some of these ain't even really happening. But anyway, that's a whole other story about false flag operations and shit like that. But for the ones where they actually do sacrifice people and all of that, that's horrible, and that's sick that you would even kill people just to try to push an agenda forward. But that's what we're seeing right now. They're trying to create a fear in the people of guns and shit like that.
I think I just saw something on the news today. I think today is like the anniversary of Colin Ferguson, the Long Island Railroad shooter.
Wow.
I don't know, like like the old standard definition footage just popped up on the TV today. So I think today might be the anniversary.
Yeah, the Long Island Railroad.
I could be totally making it making it up, but I have no idea like why that would
He
be
was
on
killing
TV
white
today.
people on the train.
Yeah,
too.
he just got on the LIRR. And remember, before that happened, we would have went to our graves like, yo, no black person would ever do no shit like that. That is some white people shit. You turn on the news, oh shit, a nigga just shot up the train.
but you know
And when we heard his name at first too, he was like, "Oh, yeah, he's white." But no,
they tried to hide it, but he did some political executions. The man had a manifesto. He was tired of white people, man.
He defended himself.
And he tortured them on the stage.
And yes!
Did you see me shoot you?
Can you identify the
word.
person? Yes. Can you identify the person with the gun?
it was you.
So
Yeah, he was talking in third
you
person.
can
the whole
unequivocally
time.
say that you saw the shooter on the train. You can identify the shooter on the train
they was
as the person
melting on the
standing in
stairs.
front of you as the shooter. Yo, did y'all watch that? I
And
mean,
where is he right now at this point?
it's you. It's you. Yo,
Yo, that shit was fucking
oh, see, we
hilarious.
laughing at that. We ain't shit, y'all.
I'm laughing at it. I have to laugh.
Shout out my man, Colin.
There's a whole other approach.
Shout out, Colin. You're sick. You're sick, Jamar.
Can I just point out something real quick? During the Hurricane Katrina, quote unquote, levee breach, right? A lot of those bodies that they found in the water had bullet holes in them. Yeah. And a lot of people were trying to flee that ward. They were trying to cross the bridge. White people were protecting their land and were shooting at them on the bridge. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I just to like segue in the whole caravan thing that's coming, where people worried about the quote unquote immigrants. We at one point in time was immigrants right here in America. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't I hear that they was popping like tear gas and shit at women and children and all
Man,
that?
yeah, that's
and
some-
then Trump says, "Well, what are they doing there?" Or something
Yo,
like that.
yo,
Like
the footage is really heart wrenching, man. You got mothers.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's terrible, man.
Is Katrina?
No, I'm talking about the caravan currently happening right
Oh,
now.
right.
Of the quote unquote so-called immigrants.
And aren't
Yeah.
they coming from Honduras?
They're coming from Honduras right now. They're being ejected.
Like, first of all,
from Tijuana.
Honduras is right next to where my people are from, which is Guyana. Okay.
Man, you don't want to.
I used to have a girl from Honduras actually back in the days. So
Beautiful people,
I have a connection to Honduras.
Long live the people. of
Yes.
My
Honduras.
freshman roommate was from Honduras. Shouts out, Kathy.
Honduras is not that far away, and to me, Honduras is not some like third world country. Like
No.
yeah, but that's the way you know. He's acting like a bunch of savages is basically at the doorstep of America, and we're gonna, you know what I mean?
I have to touch
no,
on
this is just some people from Honduras.
This-
like
There's something called the Monroe Doctrine that's been bandied about, you know what I mean, for a long time, like in terms of how they view Latin America. But what I want to point out is that we call these people so-called immigrants, and we say they want to come to America, but it's the American policy that makes their lands where they live unlivable, but constantly imposing on their democracy, funding coup d'etats. Every time somebody's democratically elected, they take them out of government. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now when these people can't create a livelihood for themselves in their region, now they want to come here for jobs. We're like, oh, you can't come here either. Where the fuck are they supposed to go?
right, and they'll rape the resources of the area and all
Yeah.
of that type of
So
shit.
we're
Like,
We stay going other places doing
Man,
shit.
yo,
Sending missionaries to
This-
Forbidden Islands.
Right. Arrows for Jesus, holla.
Yo, that's still. I tried to live on being like a respectable for mankind person,
How many
but
people died at the
I cannot stop laughing at this guy getting arrowed the fuck up.
Come on, it's
Yo.
poetic justice.
well, first of all, how many times has Christianity
Yeah.
gone around the world
Millions
and
of people,
murdered
man.
original
Hey.
people in the name of Christianity?
Fucking-
This
you know
is
what?
one
Talk
fucking
about
One guy.
This is one white boy
Come on,
who's
man.
not even full white boy because yes, he was a Chau or whatever the fuck. So like, but this is one partial white boy who finally got his comeuppance for coming with that fucking Christianity bullshit, trying to force it on a fucking original people like they've been doing, and for once. You know, one of these motherfuckers in the motherfucking neck
And let
with
it
a
go.
motherfucking arrow. And they killed him in a peaceful way, if you add. Like an arrow's more peaceful than a gun. if you ask me. You know what I mean?
A poisonous arrow,
Yeah.
only to get dragged,
Drag you around by the
feathered.
neck with some twine. I mean,
So much more humane than a kill shot.
Worse. It could have been a lot worse. Yes. What if I hit you with a 50 cal that blow your head? You know what I mean?
Word.
Like, come on, man.
Perforate
That's
you and
very,
shit.
very violent. Like, a nice poison arrow.
Go to
Hit
sleep.
you, go in the bloodstream.
Jesus.
Yeah, you go to sleep
Right.
when you die.
Right.
It's not that bad.
Any more news? We got to get ready to wrap this segment up.
Yeah, I think we're about done right now. Listen.
What? You don't want to talk about the
What?
I ain't saying it. I ain't
I know
saying
what it
that.
is.
I ain't saying nothing.
What else is there? What's the elephant in the room right now?
It says time's up. Why'd y'all make a... Oh, no. Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard fucking with a chump.
We're out of time.
Oh, my God. But hang on.
Look at
Can we squeeze this in?
We're out of time.
We got 5 minutes. Okay.
5 minutes.
Listen, all right. So Dwight Howard apparently is the booty bandit. Real quick, did you see the video? He sat down, he put his hands in the man's crotch. That was years ago.
They're starting
it's
to,
like shit is coming out.
Videos are coming out.
Here's the thing. Damn, what I want to say about that. Oh, this is what I learned from this. So originally, right? You had told me that it was a transgender, right?
It's supposed to be.
They corrected it. They corrected it. Now let me show you how far the bullshit has gone. It wasn't a transgender woman. You know what it was?
What?
A cisgender.
Cisgender?
Oh yeah, cisgender. Do you know what cisgender is?
No, no.
Cisgender.
Oh, cisgender is you identify with the gender you were born.
Did your hand just go like this? Yo, did you see that?
Oh no! Wait, stop! No, my hand did not do that.
We'll go to the tape.
I didn't do that.
We'll go to the tape. You was like,
No,
Anyway.
you know what I was about because I'm seeing the term cishet a lot, which
First
is
of
just
all,
which is you're heterosexual and you identify with the
what kind of
gender you're born. That's
how indoctrinated have you been that you even know what that is? Like, why the fuck did you even hear of that before? Because I never even heard of this sick shit before.
Because
you mean they have a name for being normal?
Wait, I was about to say, but that's. But how did it get corrected? I don't
Because
in
in something I was reading, they were saying that whoever this chump that Dwight Howard was messing with, they was calling him transgender first, right?
Right.
But then they're saying, correction, this motherfucker wasn't transgender. It was cisgender, and he identifies as a gay man. So I said cisgender, like I had to look it up.
I'm see now.
I said, what the fuck is cisgender?
Now I'm gonna tell you what that is.
And it says one.
That's just semantics. That's just semantics.
No, but what it is.
So
he's
he's a gay man.
He's a gay man.
He's a gay man.
But what I'm saying is,
They're saying no,
they're
he's not
trying to give a
transgender.
name for normality. Like that's almost dangerous to name some shit like that. Is what I'm saying. Like you name the abnormalities. Like there doesn't need to be a name for a person who identifies with the sex that they was born as.
that's deep. Yeah.
That's a boy or a girl. Yeah. That's a man or a woman. It's not a cisgender. That's some new age bullshit that they're coming up with that they're trying to inject into the
semantics.
lexicon. No, it's not.
No,
this is word magic.
I'm saying that's
Hold up.
It's semantics.
But semantics can be a type of word magic. They're trying to cast a spell. Okay, this is why spelling. When you spell words, you're casting spells. So all I'm saying is, don't go with this fucking cisgender shit. Like, we're not calling this shit cisgender.
No.
You're a boy.
He's a man that identifies as a man.
And you're supposed to identify as that. There should be no fucking technical name for the shit other than they're trying to categorize a bunch of shit.
No, I'm gonna tell you what that
put
is.
Put the regular shit in with the fuck shit. That's part of it.
I'm gonna tell you what that is. That guy was bringing heat to the transgender community. So what they did, their response to that was no. Don't demonize us. That has nothing to do with the transgender community. That is,
I hear you, but what I'm saying is,
but that's why
they didn't make up that term just for that purpose. They didn't. The term, why the term cisgender was even created, is nefarious. You understand what I'm saying? It's part of their agenda to create these subcategories that don't really exist.
No, I've actually never heard that term. I'm using context clues right now because I saw the term cishet before. So I'm like, okay, what is cishet? So cishet is,
and cis means CIS is how they spell it.
CISHET. That means that's cis heterosexual. That means I'm born a woman and I'm attracted to men. I'm like,
meaning you're normal.
I'm like cis het. So that's,
meaning you're fucking normal. Stop calling it some other shit.
So I'm assuming that's what cisgender means. You're identifying with the gender that, you're born.
We gotta go because this could be a whole fucking show in itself.
But hey, so let's say this.
Dwight Howard is butt tickling allegedly.
Hang on. So no, we're not gonna just end it on that note. Does it take away from his game? Does it take away from his stats? Do we care who he sleep with when he go home?
Well, first of all, I don't. Is Dwight Howard that nice anymore?
Okay, so
no.
Okay,
so maybe it does take away from his stats.
So hang on.
Maybe if he wasn't doing.
So I'll do you one better.
Maybe if he wasn't a hard bottom.
Hey, I'll do you one better. I
heard he's a bottomer.
I don't want to put this. I don't want to just start making up scenarios. But let's say it was somebody with the stats of a LeBron. Would it matter?
It's not though. I don't think a gay nigga could ever be that nice.
How do you know?
Like
We don't know what these people.
We'll see.
We don't know who goes home and does what.
Maybe.
And
you know what? No, it wouldn't take away from it.
We don't know
because there's singers and all of that, and musicians. Liberace was a hell of a.
Come on, man.
He could tickle those fucking ivories, but he also tickled niggas' balls.
This is what I'm saying. How many real niggas, live niggas, probably god body niggas is what sleeping with underage girls. I'm just Hey, let's keep it.
That's not very born to born of you. Don't you put the gods up in there.
But it's real shit. Sleeping with underage girls, fucking going home to their wife, getting some shit stuck up their ass. Hey, what motherfuckers do in the privacy of their home, I don't give a fuck. And I said this many moons ago.
But I'm telling you, it does matter. It says something about your character, and it does matter. But we'll get into this in another show because we don't have time. We got to go. I love you, Dicka.
And I love you too. And you know motherfuckers that ain't born, and you still gonna pass them the L, nigga. Stop it. Okay. You know and I know that you know that I know that you know some motherfuckers that ain't being born to born right now.
Still gonna pass them the L.
Shit. And they gonna go home and you just gonna pretend that you don't know what the fuck is going on in that house, in that 3-story walk up. You're gonna ignore it.
Shit, she's naming houses and shit.
Stop it.
Yo.
Hey, yo.
Once again, man.
Oh, my goodness.
You gotta be Godcast. If y'all want to donate, go to cash.me, it's the $, you know what I mean? Patreon.com/you know what I mean, you know what I mean.com/support. I'm Lord Jamar.
I'm Tigga.
Peace.
Na, 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 la.
La 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 la.
Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. Two fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian PEACE gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodcheat.com. Get yours today.